I don't really have a good way of starting this, so I'll just start talking and I'll figure it out from there. So I was just playing Minecraft with a couple buddies of mine from high school, and I have come to I don't know if it's now, if I just realized it, or if it's just something that I was finally able to put into words, but I realized that I am fully incapable of enjoying this game like I did even a few years ago. Even a few years ago, I was able to at least enjoy the game. But now I can't seem to enjoy any iteration of it. And some of it has to do with vanilla itself, the game itself, but a lot of other parts of it have to do with, honestly, it's almost kind of my own fault, but just also a lot of extraneous circumstances that I am really, really sad about. It's just really unfortunate. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Jonathan, first of all, but I am the lead developer for the Midnight mod that's held by Cryptic Mushroom at the moment. And I've been working on the project since around 2020. And one thing that we didn't have the same exact team back in 2020, but one thing that we decided to do was start from scratch, a whole new code base, a whole new everything for 1.16. So we started from scratch, and we threw almost like basically everything out the window in terms of code with regards to the new version. I wasn't heading that. There was someone else on our team who's no longer in our team now. But they were heading that process, and after a year or two, I became the head of the project there's no project head. It's just whoever's willing to tell people what to do, and that ended up just kind of becoming me. I ended up leading development of the Midnight for quite a while, and our current team, God, I love our current team, and I'll get more on them later, but I'll get more on this later, but it's like one of the few things I still, am really thankful about having modded this game is having met those people. I learned a lot from pretty much all of them, especially the current other coder who I work with, and the our modeler, WCat, and Ice, our texturer. I've worked with Ice on a couple of his own projects before, and it was a fantastic time, honestly. So, with that out of the way, that's the context for me being the project lead of the Midnight. And I was doing okay on development for the first 2 or 3 years, and even though I wasn't always a developer that just kind of did everything continuously, I was pretty good about, having my bursts of, programming the mod every now and then. I would just every 2 or 3 months, I would not really burnt out, but I would just have a bit of a brain moment when it comes to coding. But every 2 or 3 months, I would go in and I would just write a ton of fucking stuff in the project. If it wasn't written by Flashfire, it was done by me. And at this point, our current code base, we share 50% each of the code. Is just how much each of us have put into the project ourselves, I want to say. But within the last year, so since 2023, I've done a really poor job at keeping up with that. And it's not to say that I've gotten worse at programming, even though that might be true, but I've found it significantly less rewarding to do that, especially given the circumstances that the mod itself and also the entire Minecraft community has kind of pulled itself in. I also want to talk about the whole Neoforge fork situation, which I don't have much of a direct input on, or let alone value, but I feel it's important to mention this part because it also is kind of a source of grief for Myself, just because of my position as a longtime developer in Minecraft, the Minecraft modding community. So last year in around July, it was CPW decided to rebrand the entire Forge Discord into the Neoforged Project Discord, and the Neoforged project was effectively everyone in the previous development team, almost everyone from the old Forge team that was effectively led by CPW and Curly decided to jump ship to the Neoforged project. So this and then after the Neoforged fork, I decided to join the Forge Discord and just see like the new Forge Discord and see what was going on. From my perspective, as just a developer who doesn't know anything internally, it looked like that was used by the NeoForge team to push the idea of not maintaining compatibility with Forge. Now that on its own isn't a bad, like inherently it is bad, but inherently it's not bad. The issue is that there are now three mainstream mod loaders, Forge, NeoForge, and Fabric. So as a user, that creates a huge issue between what loader do I use, what mods support that loader, what version of those mods support that loader on specific versions. So 1.20.1 was a huge issue for about a year until everyone said just go use Forge for that version. And it's still a huge issue with a lot of mods that previously were Fabric only, that became or Forge only, that became multi-loader mods that now only supports NeoForge and Fabric or Forge and Fabric, or it's just there's a whole fucking mess. So as a user, that's awful, but as a developer it's even worse because there's now the schism, I guess. I don't even know if I can call it a schism, is just so much worse. So there's just like the terminally online developers who know way too much about this whole ordeal, way more than I do, who hates Lex. And Lex is no saint, and I'm not going to defend some of the things that he's done in the past, obviously, but I think that there's just not enough of a balance in that discourse specifically. But there's those kinds of people, and then there's normal developers who are still kind of using Forge and don't really know what the fuck is even going on. There goes my screen again. Yeah, so now there's just those kinds of developers, which sucks, and it's made choosing what to develop on so much worse, because at this point the other thing that's going mainstream in the developer space is creating multi-loader mods, and there's a whole multi-loader templates that has currently Fabric and NeoForge. I know there's a fork that Paint made to PR back in Forge support. But yeah, now there's multi-loader, and the differences in API are fucking ridiculous, honestly. So there's that side of things, and the issue is not me being associated with Forge or being on the triage team. I don't really care about that. I'm on the triage team because I enjoy being on the triage team. I enjoy working on the project. That has nothing to do with what I personally use or what I believe. I mean, for the Midnight, we're gonna move to Neoforged when we get to 1.20.1. The plan is to move to Neoforged. My primary reasoning for this was because all of the libraries that we really desperately depend on have switched to Neoforge, which is fine. But because I like money and I like curse points, and Neoforge is starting to gain traction, and my friends over at Modding Legacy have moved over to Neoforge, and they've been a huge help with helping me how to navigate all of this. So why wouldn't I just move to Neoforge so I can actually, contact my friends who can help me with the project and whatnot? That's like, what my choice of loader has nothing to do with what I believe or the projects that I work on. And because I work on Forge doesn't mean that I inherently I'm a Forge like supremacist or use Forge for everything. The whole loader landscape is just completely fucked in that regard. So there's all of that, but every time I play this game, every time I load it, all of this just is in the back of my head, and I can't stop thinking about it, and it's gotten to a really unhealthy degree. And the thing that I want to do in my life is I want to make video games. Well, I want to make video game music specifically, but I also like to program, and I don't want to throw it away. So using that to make video games is what I want to do with my life. And I've been talking to WCAT about it a lot, that we want to move Cryptic Mushroom to more video game development alongside the Minecraft stuff. I'm the one in the team who pushed the idea of doing Minecraft alongside game development, which I would like to do, but every time I think about Minecraft, all this stuff comes up, and it makes it so hard to enjoy, because I'm just sitting there and my friends are having a good time because they don't give a shit. They don't deal with developer bullshit or any of this stuff. Honestly, it's literally all my fault, because the same kind of terminally online people that I was making fun of a moment earlier, that's me now. So I'm part of my own. I've created my own problem, basically. I'm part of the problem now. So I open Minecraft, and it doesn't matter what I play. If I play vanilla, if I play it with my friends, if I play Genesis, which is a great mod pack, you should check it out. No matter what I do, I just think of all of that, and it's like really draining. And I just after 20 minutes I go quit, and then I go play something else like Spelunky, Deep Rock, literally any game that I enjoy, fucking Binding of Isaac, any game that I enjoy. And here's the thing. Anyone from those communities could come here and tell me about how much shittier or worse or just as bad those developer communities are as is the Minecraft developer community. But the difference is that I'm personally in the developer community for Minecraft, so I know everything that's happened, and I've at least had somewhat. I don't have involvement in that whole NeoForge fallout, but I'm currently on the triage team, so I have to, deal with that on some level. But when I go play The Binding of Isaac, when I go play Risk of Rain 2, when I go play Deep Rock Galactic, what am I thinking? No, I'm not thinking about, oh, fuck, I gotta work on this mod, or not even that. Like working on the mod isn't even the bad part, but it's like, oh, fuck, whenever the thing that happened with this game with this developer, oh, fuck, I really hate this part of the game that just is worse. My sense of hating the game is worsened by everything happening in the community, or oh fuck, I just want to literally play anything else right now. What I think of is Rock and Stone. Ah shit, I died on 6-1 again, and Papa Bless Sacred Heart in the Sacrifice Room on Basement 1. That's what goes through my mind. And on some level, it's like maybe if I were to make mods for these, I would maybe have a similar reaction, but the unfortunate part is that me feeling this way about Minecraft is the learning process to, be on my own and stay on my own when it comes to modding other games. So where does this lead us now? This leads me to being in an endless cycle of hating myself for not following up on the things that I wanted to do as a Minecraft modder, and feeling really guilty and bad about, the people I've let down, and especially Cryptic Mushroom, and also the feeling of just, I hate feeling. I hate the idea of feeling like I feel inferior to other people. I hate having complexes, but I've generated an inferiority complex to everyone else in this community, because I love my especially my Modern Legacy friends. I love them to death, and every time I go into their voice channel and they're streaming their development stuff, and Bailey, David, or John shows me something really fucking cool, and I'm sitting there like, ah. Oh, that is so cool. The fact that you can do that in the game at all is fantastic. Why can't I do any of what you're doing, even in like the slightest percentage? Like not even like 1%. I can barely even like read a shader. I can't do any front end rendering. I can't do any of it. And then when I go try to learn, I'm bogged down by all the bullshit that I mentioned earlier. So like, what is even the fucking point? And then it's even worse with Cryptic Mushroom because, you know, I've had the idea in my head of wanting to do both the Midnight, which has huge fucking potential, and it's the whole reason why it's even garnered contributors in the first place. Even some of our current team members, like they're here because they saw the potential in the Midnight specifically, and they want to feed on that potential, but they can't. I've let them down because I can't let them feed into that potential because I'm just not working on the project when I should be. Like, there's so much stuff that needs fixing. Like, rifts are completely broken. Progression is a fucking mess. There's so many things. There's so many crashes right now that it just barely works. And I'm just here playing Deep Rock Galactic because, like I said, if I'm thinking about Minecraft, the first thing on my head is I would rather be doing anything else. So, like, that's the real issue, is that I hate myself and I feel like I've let down, you know, I feel like at some point, like, I was, you know, really good friends with a lot of these people. Like, I was good friends with Flashfire and Cypher Zero X. I still talk to them on occasion, but, you know, I had the convenient, it was an excuse, it was a convenient one, it was real, and the stress from it was, I don't want to downplay it because it was really bad, but last year, music school got really bad. And I just used that to just not work on the project at all. Even now, even though I'm like graduated from music school, like there's me, you know, doing the fucking stupid ass thumbs up emoji, like the. I'm done with music school, but like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything on the project, and it's, you know, like, but every time I open up IntelliJ on the project, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, this shit sucks. It sucks. But like, I feel like I've let down Flashfire, definitely Flashfire the most, and Cypher Zero X, because I never said the word I promise because I hate making promises, but that is like effectively what I did. I effectively promised that I would bring the Midnight to, you know, its former glory, you know, when it was basically an Abnormals mod, and it was really good, like in 1.12 and in 1.14, I guess. Definitely not in 1.15. It fell off there, but 1.12 and 1.14, I would bring it back to that glory, and what we have right now is a heaping pile of shit that I barely even want to work on anymore. That is like... So then that leads into me not to doing anything to progress my video game development skills, because every time WCAT goes in my DMs and say, hey, learn Godot, hey, learn networking, hey, learn C#, or literally anything has to do with actual video games, I'm like, oh yeah, but I want to work on Midnight first. I want to like get the Midnight shit done. Or I don't even say anything because I'm just like having a shitty day. I don't want to deal with that right now. Which, by the way, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. That was incredibly negligent of me to do. But then I go do nothing because, you know, if I don't get the Midnight, if I can't work on game if I don't get Midnight done. And if I don't get the Midnight done, then, you know, the project's a failure. And if the project's a failure, then I've failed everyone who worked on the project. And if I failed everyone who worked on the project, what does that make me as a game developer, let alone a person? Or, sorry, a Minecraft modder, let alone a person? I've basically entered my arc of just wanting to put it aside. I don't know. I really don't want to say that I want to quit Minecraft modding, but at the same time, I joined the Modding Legacy voice chat with David one time, and, you know, David was doing his... David's a fucking genius, by the way, when it comes to this stuff. And he was showing me this stuff, and I was just like, I was playing it off because that's what I do. That's what I do. I just play it off because what else can I do? And he just asks me, you know, Jonathan, do you really want to keep modding Minecraft? Like, are you enjoying this? And at the time, I was like, I mean, you know, I want to do it so that I do it out of spite. I do it because I want to finish the project, but at what point, is that still true? Like, am I still doing it out of spite? Am I still, am I even still doing it because I hate myself? Because me, like, if I really hated myself, then, you know, maybe the Midnight would have been done at this point. Or the opposites. Maybe, like, where I am right now, and I just don't hate myself enough. Like, am I really enjoying modding the game? And I think the answer is no. I'm not. I'll tell you what I did enjoy, though. I enjoyed helping Ice with his mod pack Genesis a lot. But the difference between that and the Midnight is I made a mod for Genesis, and it's basically just one big hack. That's all it is. Like, you go, like... I look at the repo for Genesis pack, which is... And it's just 46, or whatever the number is, percent JavaScript. And those JavaScript files are all core mod hacks. All of them. They're all ASM. The whole mod is a hack. There's mixins in there that change how the game works specifically for the design intention of Genesis. But, like, that's all I'm good at this point. That's all I can really do because, like, Java bytecode is so fascinating to me. Like, I can work on Java bytecode on its own and not have to deal with it, but... And that's it. That's like a very small subset of... But like at that point, I'm not even thinking about Minecraft anymore. I'm thinking about, I'm so caught up with the process of analyzing the bytecode that's when I made that hack. That's all I thought about. But then you have the Midnight, which is an entire project, and it's just the difference is tantamount to fucking insane. So I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I know that. I don't even know if I... The other thing is I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can finish the Midnight. Like, maybe I could if I put my effort into it, or whatever the fuck Andrew Tate said before he got, arrested for fucking human trafficking. But, like, literally can I even finish the project at this point? Like, both as a matter of my skill, but also as a matter of... my desire to. Like, do I want to finish it? And on some level, I still do. I still do want to finish this project, but do I finish the project at the cost of my own mental sanity, of my own health, of the idea of wanting to please the masses of, the audience that the Midnight is targeted for? People who play Minecraft, who enjoy... the kind of atmosphere that the Midnight brings. Because I do like the Midnight too. I love the concept. It has huge potential, but it's riddled in this mess of first of all, people being shitheads in this community, but also just the mass of, everything bogging me down with terms to the mod loader craze, NeoForge, Forge, API, just everything is a lot. And at some point I just want to be able to also work on my video game skills without feeling guilty about the fact that I haven't worked on this project for months. Like, my last commit was in May, I guess, but does that even mean anything? Like, it was a fucking, it was probably just a version bump. Actually, my real last commit was last week when I bumped the version for that guy in chat who, kept asking for a version bump. So I finally catered and I was like, here's your fucking version. And then it crashed on startup. Like, why do I even bother? Yeah, I just don't know what to do. And I'm really desperate for second opinions because, it's a problem of spite is a good motivator, but also how far am I willing to go in terms of my mental health, and how far am I willing to go in terms of how much time do I spend on this? Also I kept the team closed off for so long because I wanted the project to just be a few coders to keep the code sane. And that's probably the thing that ended up fucking me the most, because there were only two coders. One of them is busy with his life or doesn't want to work on the project. I don't blame him because I've been doing nothing. Understandable. And the other one is me, the shitlord that's not working on the project. And we had the opportunity to recruit Retro Pacifist on the team, our entity texturer, and they did some sick fucking entity textures for the last update, but that's really all we did. And also Ice, who retextured basically the entire mod, and his work alone puts everything I've done to fucking shame. Like, it's insane the amount of effort he put into this project. And, like, I'm over here complaining that I can't even write a fucking shader for a goddamn Rift. So yeah, I guess, like, you know, I'm titling this video Why I Can't Enjoy Minecraft Anymore, but this ended up just kind of being me talking about why I am really bad at modding the game now. And it sucks too, because, you know, like, that's kind of my whole professional mantra right now. If you find my LinkedIn page, which is not hard to find, like, I'm not a very anonymous person online. You can find my LinkedIn, and it's like the first things you'll see on there are co-founder for Cryptic Mushroom, like programmer for Cryptic Mushroom, programmer for Modding Legacy, and, you know, triage chain for Minecraft Forge. But let's break down those three things. Okay, so you're the co-founder, cool, whatever, and you're the programmer for Cryptic Mushroom. But have you actually done anything? Have you released a substantial project? All those downloads on the Midnight are not even yours. They're from other people who left because, you know, Cypher said some gamer words like a few years ago, and he's not even like that anymore. So, like, that's one thing. You're taking credit for a mod that's not even yours. You know, that's their second one, which is Modding Legacy. You know, you coded some of the lava monster. How cute! You helped with Blue Sky. You helped build like one Blue Sky structure. You fucked up their entire build script and made them, you know, caused them a lot of pain because you decided you wanted to be funny with the build scripts. Like, you know, can you really call yourself like a good programmer in that regard? Like, you know, what contributions have you realistically made for Modding Legacy? And then there's, you know, Triage Chain for Forge, and like that's all I do. I just yell at people on GitHub every other fucking week. For what? For fucking what? No one likes Forge anymore. And like what is even, like, literally what is the point? It's never about them. It's about me and how much of a shitty human being I am. Genuinely. I am awful because I think all of these things. I'm awful because I can't follow up on the things that I said that I wanted to do, or that I do want to do, and it's seeped into my own reality. It's seeped into who I am in the real world. Like, I want to make video games. Okay, why am I not getting started? Because I hate myself, because I can't do the Midnight, because I can't, you know, mod the game. I can't enjoy Minecraft. Okay, well, you know, start learning courses for Azure and Intune. Oh, well, I hate myself, and I want to work on the Midnight so that I can do better on those, but I can't do that because of the Minecraft bullshit, and I can't enjoy Minecraft. Well, maybe you should just, you know, look into getting a job, and, well, I mean, I should do my programming work first. Maybe I should, you know, enjoy Minecraft a bit more, and I can't do that. So everything that's happened to this project has seeped into who I am in the real life, and it's caused me so much grief that I kind of want to quit, but I don't know if I want to. I said I kind of want to. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should take another approach. I don't know if I should have done what... I don't know if I should do what I could have done 3 years ago, and that is give the Midnight to Abnormals when Cameron went onto our server and, you know, asked us politely for it in our, you know, private chat. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done so many other things, but here I am bitching and moaning about me not being able to do a fucking Minecraft mod. That's the state I'm at. And that has seeped into everything else that I am. Like, that depression, that inability, the desire to do things that I know that I maybe could do but just can't. That's become who I am, and I hate myself for that. So, yeah, I'm a bit lost. I don't know if I should, you know, quit Minecraft modding. I don't know if I should just quit, you know, Minecraft altogether. Like, you know, dip Forge, dip Modding Legacy. Like, I'm not gonna dip Cryptic Mushroom because I want to actually try. I want to at least try to make video games. It might not work. I get it, but I at least want to try. But like, how do I move on? How do I stop being such a piece of shit?